All right, guys, we're going to talk about the kipping ring dip and linking them together. As you can see, there's a lot of kicking going on, so this one can make you feel kind of goofy and look kind of goofy, but it's really, really efficient. So let's break down the ring dip. If you haven't watched the strict ring dip video, go ahead and go back and watch the strict ring dip video, because we're going to talk about proper shoulder positioning and just proper mechanics in the ring dip in general. So this video is going to be more around the kip and how to generate power and momentum through our lower body to transfer it into the rings and ultimately moving our body weight up. So the first thing we want to talk about, this is going to be similar to the kipping muscle up also, it's just where our center of gravity is. So our center of gravity, we like to think of it right in the middle of our hip. If I pick a leg up, my center of gravity actually rises, so the average area of my weight is higher. If I could pick my other leg up, it would be even higher now. So we want to use this information to our advantage. So when we're doing the kipping ring dip, we're going to kip on the way up, and we're also going to use that information to kip on the way down. So first, let's talk about that, because it's kind of a strange concept. So if I kip up on the rings and I'm long, I can actually have no change in pressure in my shoulder if as I go to the bottom of the ring dip, I at the same time curl into a little ball and lift my legs up. What I want you to kind of look at is how my center of gravity doesn't go anywhere. I stay still. So from the top of the ring dip, as I go down, if I tuck and extend, I'm not actually pressing my body weight anywhere. So my arms are moving and my positions are changing, but my body weight is staying still. So when we think about like what a strict ring dip would be, I'm pressing and I'm actually displacing my body weight about this far as I actually have to press. If I manipulate myself around like this, it's effectively the same as just doing a ring support and holding myself there. So we want to use this to our advantage. So when we're doing our kipping ring dips, we want to kip the way down. So instead of doing that negative portion of the ring dip, which causes a lot of muscle damage, great for muscle growth, but if we're talking about performance in a workout and getting as many reps as we want, the less muscle damage we can have per rep, the better. So we're going to kip our way down by tucking. Once we're tucked, we're going to have to get set up for the kip on the way up. So that's what we're going to talk about next. So this looks just like a jump. It looks just like the kip from the kipping handstand push-up. If I'm in my jumping position and I jump, basically my knees are getting closer to my chest and then I'm aggressively extending at the hips. That's going to be the same thing. So if I'm in the bottom of the ring dip, I'm going to bring my knees up. In the kipping handstand push-up, since we're upside down and I bring my knees down, the timing of bringing your knees down and then throwing the hip doesn't matter as much. In the ring dip, it does. So as I'm at the bottom of the ring dip, if I go like this, just that alone is going to give me a little bit of momentum up. Okay, so we want to time this. So what we're going to do is drive our knees up, and then right there, we're loading the hip. We're going to jump with the hip. So up, jump with the hip, and then that's when we're going to press. So we're going to stress out that bottom position a lot more as we drive our knees up, jump at the hip, and then right when we hit there, that's when we're going to press the way up. So at the bottom here, first is just drive your knees up, and then we're going to drive the hips. So what this looks like when I start piecing them together is I'm going to want to kip my way down, and then I'm going to lengthen, so then I can drive the knee up and throw the hip again. So then I get this kind of double leg kick action going as I link together my kipping ring dips. So play around with it, take your time, work on feeling no change in the shoulder, kipping your way down, practice that. Practice kipping your way up. Where most people struggle is they kick their legs. So remember, it's not a leg thing, it's a hip thing. So practice them independently and then see if you can link them together. Enjoy.